Hello, Army of Light, Earth Division, boots on the ground. Shauna L. Francis. Today is January 11th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me for this birthday edition of the Ascension Daily Update. Thanks everybody for all your incredible birthday wishes. You are all just so beautiful. I'm so thankful for all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a lovely day. It's been a beautiful day. Busy around the house, kind of getting ready for Mexico, trying to get some things put away. I had a very small gathering here tonight with family and ate pizza and cake. Yeah, not good. Vegetarian pizza, but still. And I've been really tired. I've been super tired, but just going nonstop now, it seems like, for weeks. But today, just feeling a little bit more pep in my step and a little bit more, got a little bit more energy. So I think this is going to be good. I'm going to Mexico for 2 weeks here on Saturday. And I think this will be good timing. Birthday present to myself. I am going to be setting up a couple of whale watching expeditions out of Magdalena Bay on the Baja Peninsula on the Pacific side. It's about a 5.5, 6 hour drive from the Casitas down at the tip of Baja, heading up north on the Pacific side. So I'm going to do that for 2 or 3 days, I think, here in a couple weeks. Well, I guess it'll be in about a week. So excited for that. I talked with two beings today, Whisper and Racer. Remember, Whisper is that 8th dimensional being who is not an embodiment. And when I call it a she, when she comes through, it's like a thick screen that blocks anything that I'm seeing. Like I can't see, the chair or the pagoda or anything like that. So I thought it was probably her, and I'm starting to recognize that energy. I think this is her 3rd time coming through. Racer, we know, as our Arcturian friend. He did describe himself as 8th dimensional, so he's not a 9D Arcturian, but an 8D Arcturian. Just some cool stuff today, actually, about our negative reptilian folks here. Before I get into that, and it's not a lot, it's 1,600 words between the two of them, so pretty quick. I've been thinking about doing an experiment with all of you, whereby I do a guided meditation where we go down the elevator together, we get off the elevator, we walk around this Japanese garden, and then we go and we sit in the pagoda, and we allow the team to come to us individually through this meditation. And I've talked to both, my reptilian friend who used to be Mr. Swim Trunks, but who's now showing up as Seraph from the Matrix, the Asian man who fights Neo. So that's how that being's coming through. And I know who it is, right? So Seraph, I'm just going to call him Seraph. He hasn't given me an actual name. And Racer have both said yes to this. So I don't know who else might show up. So I think questions for you guys on this. Do you want to try to do this live on Zoom, where you are all going to dial in through Zoom? I have a set date, a set time. Maybe I do 2 of these to try to catch as many people from around the world as possible. Or do you like it better when I just record this on YouTube and do the instant premiere like I've done with the last few meditations? So I go in, I record all this, and then I set an instant premiere, and then we can all do it together. But it's not, quote unquote, me doing it live, but I'm doing it live with all of you, but I will pre-record it if that makes sense. The other option is trying to go live on YouTube. I don't really know exactly how to do that seamlessly. I've tried it before and it seems to get kind of wonky for me. I'd be willing to try it if everybody wanted to try to do live on YouTube. So those are a few options. Another way to do it is just like tomorrow or the next day or within the next few days, I give you an update, and then we take 10 minutes to do this. I'll just do it in real time during this kind of Ascension Daily Update, tack it on to the end of an update, and then you can do it then. So there's some options there. Let me know in the comments what might be best or what you're thinking, and I'll see what I can do. But wouldn't that be so fun to get down there and have them come forward and meet and greet. Maybe you'll see something, maybe you'll feel something, maybe you'll hear something, maybe there'll be something energetic that goes on, and maybe nothing will happen. But I thought it'd be a fun experiment. Okay, so that's that. Yesterday, actually I tried twice to do channeling. I was all about it. But it was just this beautiful, beautiful energy work. And this was mostly Seraph, my reptilian friend, coming through. And, you know, it's much more than energy work. This is them trying to help give me a much more tangible experience of this reality here that we're sharing. It's like I'm playing in their world, but it's not their world. It's my world, and it's right here, and it's not there. You know, at one point yesterday, Seraph was just right. I mean, like it was like he was in my family room meditating with me at my couch. Like, he was that close. And this was like an hour into our time together. So I'm really deep into this meditation, deep in consciousness, and trying to maneuver this shared space that we have going on here, and understanding that at a deep level, not so much with my mind, and then just, I guess, like I said in my last video, I'm kind of freaking out about some of this stuff. It's definitely has me perplexed, and I guess unsettling is the right word. It's a little unsettling, but yet it's still super exciting. And it's good. I'm feeling better. Actually, I'm feeling more grounded in these energies. So it's going well. Just, it sounds like many of you are also tapping into these higher dimensional frequencies that are coming through. I'm so happy about that. We make a great team, don't we? And we're committed, you know. This is rolling. I mean, this is happening. And today's information kind of hits that home a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this. All right, so sitting down, I went down the elevator, got off. I took a little spin around the pagoda in the Japanese garden, came in, sat down. And I said, is there anybody who'd like to come through today? And I started feeling the energy and kind of seeing that shadow or that screen come through. And I thought, this might be Whisper. I said, thank you so much for coming through today. I'm not really seeing anything, but I definitely feel your presence. Where would you like to start? And they said, Shauna, it's so nice to be back. Yes, this is Whisper. And I am just elated for this opportunity to come back and to speak with you some more. Thank you for this opportunity, dear one. I said, yay, Whisper, I thought it was you. Thanks for coming back. What's going on? And she said, well, there's a lot going on, dear one. This is why we are speaking, is it not? And, you know, laughing, I'm like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And she said, you're doing most wonderfully. We all realize that you are juggling so many things, many moving parts to your life, your personal life, and things you want to accomplish, goals to achieve. And we understand that finding the time in a busy day to spend with us can be challenging. So thank you, dear one. We recognize the effort that you're putting forth to make this happen. I said, thank you, Whisper. I said, I appreciate that, and I know I can do better. And I said, it will get better. And she said, yes, of course, child, it will. But in the meantime, this is good for now, and it is working. I said, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. Please continue whenever you're ready. Perfect, Shauna. She said, yes, the negative reptilian influence is coming to a head. It's reaching a pinnacle. It's all hands on deck for the big push that's coming from this shared enemy. I kind of bristled at the word enemy, you know, and, you know, who was it that called them the perpetrators, you know, and were the victims? And, you know, I think these words they're triggering for me, because I really just want this to be more love and light. You know, yes, there are enemies, and there are perpetrators here. But anyway, I just noted that I kind of like bristled at that word enemy. But, you know, this is a war. There are big battles going on in this war, and it's important. So anyway, I just went with it, enemy. And at that point, I did feel my energy go much, much deeper at that point. There's like a 5-minute pause. And then she began back up here. The dark days ahead that were described by Melchizedek to you several months ago will be here in the short term. And while this crescendo that I'm speaking of will take many, many years, nonetheless, it will constitute the pinnacle of the depravity and the criminality of what the negative reptilians are capable of here on Earth. They are experts at concealing their weapons of choice, master manipulators. Unfortunately for them, their increased efforts and the tactics that they'll use will be exactly what helps bring about their downfall. They will be acting out of desperation. Imagine them giving it all they've got to help prolong their rule as long as possible. What we are helping to provide now, Shauna, is a window into that world, little snapshots from behind the scenes. And they aren't going to like this, she said. Goodness sakes. All right. So here we go, folks. The tactics that they're going to use are going to be from a place of desperation, like the last hurrah here. They're going to give it all they've got. They're going to make things as miserable as possible. And they're providing us with a window into that world, little snapshots from behind the scenes. I love that. I love this insider type viewpoint that we have through these beings. And they aren't going to like this. No, we know that, right? And then plus it's me, the traitor, that's come back to help bring them down, and they know that. There was another long pause here. I said, thank you, Whisper. Would you like to tell me anything else about what they're doing or anything else you'd like to share? And she said, Shauna, this is where I'd like to conclude for the day. Thank you again for this opportunity to meet up. I said, thank you, Whisper, until we meet again. All right, I was feeling pretty good at that point, so I just took a minute or so to collect myself. And I said, is there anybody else who'd like to come through today? And there's a bit of a tap, tap, tap on the shoulder, and then I see Racer coming through. And again, Racer, very traditional alien-looking, big head, big black almond-shaped eyes, tiny little nostrils, little mouth, pointy chin, thin, sleek body, taller, kind of tall and lanky, wearing like a black uniform, form-fitting. I said, thank you so much, Racer, for coming through. What would you like to speak about? Thank you, Shauna. Yes, a few things to touch base on, he said. The Galactic Federation of Light plays the biggest role in terms of helping to nullify dark energies and restore balance to inflicted areas. You could call it a burden, but we do not see it this way. This is a beautiful opportunity to be of service, to help advocate for light and love, inclusivity and unity, and to assist in meaningful ways those who have asked for help. Humanity is one of those species who has asked for help, loud and clear, I might add. We can believe that. The splendor, he said, of seeing humanity at long last reach and strive for something better, and placing this desire at the forefront of existence. Shauna, it may not seem that way with everything that's going on with humanity right now, but it is the truth. At different levels of consciousness, the request for help has been made, and humanity is choosing ascension. It is time. And the negative reptilian contingency also knows it's time. And as Whisper mentioned, they are gearing up for quite a fight. And then there was a bit of a pause here and a little bit of switching gears. You can expect an increased focus on infighting within various conclaves, within races, within countries, within political groups, with any formal gatherings and groups of people. Agitation within groups will be more apparent and more intense. People against people. And then there was a pause, and he continued here. You'll continue to see an increase in suicides and increases in accidental drug overdoses and increases in accidental death. The reasons for all of this are multifaceted, but in an essence, a feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of overwhelm, and a feeling of not wanting to be here, feeling it's just too much. And there was another pause. You'll see an increased number of species within your animal kingdom slip away. This has much to do with ever-shrinking habitable areas on the planet for these species. It's also a knowing that this world is going through a major transition and that Mother Earth's time at this density is coming to an end. And at deeper levels of their consciousness, they are at peace with this transition. They too will make the great journey to higher dimensionality in their own ways. And another pause. So thank you, Racer. What else? As part of the larger cyclical and energetic changes to Earth, including her electromagnetic frequencies, extreme weather patterns, natural disasters, and catastrophic weather events will continue to increase over the coming years. Yeah, I mean, look at what's going on in California right now. I mean, all over the planet. I mean, everything they're talking about, we're already seeing these things very clearly, and it's only going to continue to go on this trajectory here. And I asked Racer a question at this point. I said, do the negative reptilians have anything to do with what's going on from a weather or environmental perspective? Or is this all part of the natural evolution as we go to 5D? And he said here, the surface events of planet Earth will not be caused directly by the negative reptilians. However, they will capitalize on the fear, the scarcity, the victimization, and the loss that will result as of these Earth changes. Imagine that these Earth's changes, including the weather patterns, earthquakes, tornadoes, flooding, will be extra fuel that the negative reptilians will exploit for their gain, making things even worse for a species already under pressure. They will be doubling their efforts here as weather changes in the environment impacts and the environmental impacts begin to take more of a toll on humanity. So they're taking a bad situation and making it worse for us, is what it sounds like. Exploiting all this for their gain. So thank you, Racer. What else? And through these different scenarios and situations, you'll see an ever-growing warmth in the hearts of many new candles being lit all the time across many different places on the planet. Yay, some good news. For some, there will be a softening where compassion and love touch people in more powerful ways. More and more will say yes to the light, or at least will entertain this idea. You'll also see massive outpouring of love where you haven't seen it before. People coming together, people supporting each other. It'll be as though there are two parallel realities here, the dark becoming darker and the light becoming lighter. This is why in this moment we find ourselves helping to awaken as many as possible, trying to ignite the sparks and plant the seeds. Because there will be a time when the two paths have become so divergent that it'll be hard to move between them. You know, who was this? Was this Melchizedek long before the reptilian info started to come in where they talked about this? It sounds familiar. I think I channeled that directly. It'd be interesting to go back and find that. I said, thank you. Thank you so much, Racer. Is there anything else? He said, that's all for today, Shauna, besides me wishing you a happy birthday, a very happy birthday. How cool is that? I said, well, thank you so much, Racer, for that. And that's, I took this opportunity to ask about this experiment that I want to do that I already told you about at the beginning about trying an experiment with bringing you all down to the Japanese garden, into the pagoda, and see if we can get an experience going on for you. And they said, Shauna, it's a wonderful idea and we'd be happy to participate. All right. And then he said, that's it, and we'll sign off. Okay. All right, team. So let me know what you think about that. I'm super busy before I leave for Mexico on Saturday, but we'll try to do this while I'm in Mexico, but I'm not doing the whale thing. So sooner than later, while the energies are right and this thing's hopping. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go and finish out the rest of my day. Thanks, everybody, for all your beautiful comments and all your birthday wishes. And all of our new subscribers, hello and welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. You can reach me at shauna@shaunalfrancis.com. My website's got more information about the Ascension if you're new to the Ascension and these ideas. I also channeled the Galactic Federation of Light for 100 days straight here. I've got, I don't know, however many. I've got like 300 videos now on YouTube. Many of them are channelings. So have a look, bop around my site and see what you think. Okay, team, love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.